Hello everyone, good day. We are here to speak about the problems of COVID-19 and its vaccine distribution. We are from the group of Adobe, a group of youth, your future generation, speaking here in front of you, global leaders for this global issue, telling you all that you need to take actions to apprehend this situation for the better future. We are now under a state of global crisis because of pandemic that hit in our world. This is the new global health issue that has deeply affected our ways of living. COVID-19 is a disease that needs a serious solution and fast action to stop and prevent this from rapidly spreading from the nation to nation. A vaccine that is needed to prevent the disease from spreading, and the problem of online learning that is needed for their attention to be addressed for the sake of students around the world.
COVID-19 is a virus unlike the past viruses that has plagued the earth before. The said virus can only give you flu-like symptoms such as cough, cold, fever, difficulty in breathing, headaches, and dizziness. Due to this COVID-19 is also known as a virus in disguise, for it is hard to spot due to its flu-like symptoms, but has a very dangerous effect to our body, for it weakens our immune system and will slowly kill us if not treated with medical care. Being in front of you, the leaders of this world, we humbly ask to please put an end to this nightmare that has haunted us these past months. A vaccine is needed, and it is needed fast, for the lives claimed by the virus is growing rapidly and the stakes are getting higher. May this virus be a wake-up call to you, the leaders, to focus not on your own self-benefit, but for everyone who is tangled in this pandemic. One day, may we return our normal way of life, and may we be safe from this virus and the future pandemic that may come. Godspeed.
The coronavirus pandemic has tested leaders around the world. How they respond to the crisis impact the health and well-being of their people. But also these leaders' support. Many of them have gotten a boost in the opinion polls, even while in the democracies at least coming under fierce criticism for their handling of the crisis. Other leaders, though, seems to have managed to capture something more intangible than just bitter poll numbers. They've demonstrated empathy with their voters, showing unexpected strength or wisdom, or capturing the national mood. To the doctors, nurses, health workers, thank you for putting yourselves at risk to provide us with health care and ensuring that we get to go home to our families safely. To our government, who is trying their best to help the country to ensure that we do not suffer a shortage of medical equipment, food, and other essential items, as well as supporting us financially during this tough period, we'd like to say thank you. Without all of you, we may not be able to tide through this pandemic. From the bottom of everyone's heart, thank you for your contribution to our comfort while we stay at home for you. Thank you for staying at work for all of us.
I want to address my speech about the distribution of COVID-19 vaccines. I greatly emphasize the significance of this point, have been in the past found to be insufficient or have struggled in their methods and performance in the implementation of nationwide vaccination programs. It is imperative that we let go of the notions of borders and old rivalries in this health crisis and join hand in hand to help those who need help. There has been no greater call to action for a united world since the Cold War, and it is our job to heed such a call.
Today, the world is facing the pandemic is of COVID-19. Almost all people in the world were scared of the illness that this virus brought to mankind, knowing that there is no certain medicine that can cure this kind of disease. Many different countries are trying to develop the vaccine that can stop the continuing transmission of this virus. and they did not fail. This COVID-19 vaccine is now available. The world leaders are now working hard to avail and buy the vaccine so they can provide it to their people. The different companies that have developed this vaccine promise that it will be available to all, even to the poorest countries. And they will be producing this until all people in the world will be vaccinated.
I want to address my speech about the global leaders. They are the people who guide us in any kind of difficulties. They facilitate and decide of what's best for us. They organize every law in order for us to have a brighter future for ourselves and for our countries. I can say that there are some global leaders or members of the global leadership didn't magnify their callings in terms of creating or making peace. Sometimes, their own will can cause wars or distractions. They only focus on their own selflessness desires and not for the people they serve. I understand that their duty and responsibilities is not easy because they are the one who can handle such big situations of problems and challenges.
To all the global leaders out there, amidst this threats of coronavirus disease that we have right now, amidst this threats of this pandemic situation that we have right now, we just want to say, or we just want to extend our gratitude for the continuously support of this time of health crisis for our local and the national government. Thank you, especially to our frontliners rather. And all of you were very efficient in dealing with problems that seems to last forever. All of you have been as good in the government as you were in the opposition. Please accept our heartfelt gratitude of you entirely for all of your performance. Thank you for the unconditional support and a well-powered for the nation. Thank you and God bless, and still we can do this together. God bless.
This pandemic has caused virtually every single one of our countries an unprecedented suffering and great deal of physical, societal, emotional, and economical loss we never saw coming. Some of us felt its negative effects more significantly than the others, especially the third world countries who just don't possess the necessary equipments and resources to fight this pandemic alone. Maximum efforts to contain the virus spread is all we can achieve on our own to by ourselves, sometimes until the cure is finally created. We simply rely on those who can synthesize and supply the cure, and we can get the assistance we desperately need at this horrible time. Although we may be separated by thousands of miles by continents and countries, at the end of the day, we are all human beings and we are all we have.
Online classes in response to COVID-19 pandemic. As colleges and universities have shuttered their physical campuses in the face of the spread of COVID-19, they have moved their courses to remote and online format in rapid fashion. Based on the current situation, where individuals come to stand on online learning will depend on where they sit currently. That is, there will be both positive and negative impacts of the state of online learning in higher education. The glaring issue of COVID-19 pandemic should need to address by the government as well as the global leaders. The government major problem is that poor students will left behind. There are wide scope of students who are incapable to afford gadgets such as computers, laptops, Wi-Fi, and also we have terrible internet connection low and often time nerve-wracking. The government and global leaders should create a platform in rapid fashion in order to address this glaring issue, which is COVID-19 pandemic who kills our dreams.